Children, I hope you all are doing well. Today we are going to start a very interesting chapter, Law, which is the 6th chapter in your book, and the topics I am going to cover in my explanation today are meaning of the word law, sources of law, and the different kinds of law. When we start the chapter, the first question which comes in our mind is, what is law, and is law really important? In very simple words, law can be stated as a set of rules established in a society demanding or prohibiting certain actions. Maintenance of law and order is important because no civilized society can ever lead a good and peaceful life without following the rules. Disobedience to such rules and laws is followed by positive punishment. Now coming to the meaning of the word law. The term law has different connotations. According to Gilchrist, the term law is derived from an old Teutonic word lag, which means something which is fixed or even. For example, the law of nature is that the sun rises from the east and sets in the west. Similarly, in the sphere of science, there is the law of motion and the law of gravitation. But the rules or laws of political science are used in specialized sense. The rules or laws of the state regulate the behavior of individuals or check one individual from unnecessarily meddling into the affairs of the others. Coming to the sources of law. Law is said to have derived from various sources. The first and the most ancient source of law is customs and usages. For example, in ancient times, when there cropped up disputes among the members of the tribe, the chieftain of the tribe could resolve their feud according to the customs of the tribe. Thus, with the initiation of the social life, certain customs or practices came into being. These customs were observed by all the members, and the ones who violated these were punished. These customs had their importance even during the present age. Usages are those practices followed repeatedly by the people generation after generation for the sake of their convenience. Usage is formed in much the same way as the path formed across a field. For example, the court of Hammurabi in Babylon. Religion is considered to be one of the most important sources of law. During the ancient period, religion exercised a deep influence on man's life. The customs and practice got strengthened on the basis of religion. During the medieval period, only religion and sanctity to church, state or king, by terming them representatives of God, made laws the divine commands of the king. During those days, religion was an important source of law. Coming to judicial decisions, the judgments of the courts act as laws. Many a time, there are cases about which the meaning or implication of written laws is not clear, or the laws lend themselves to various interpretations. In such situations, the judges explain the implication of the laws, and in this manner, they help amend the laws or even add to the laws. The decision of the judges are kept for record and are quoted in similar cases. Such decisions are known as case laws or judge-made laws. Scientific commentaries is the another source of law. The commentaries by the leading jurists are also an important source of law. Although these commentaries by the jurists cannot be considered laws in themselves, yet the lawyers, while arguing the cases in the courts, quote certain portions of these commentaries before the judges, and in many a case the judges accept these commentaries and give the judgment. In that case, the commentaries assume the nature of law. Equity. Sometimes there are cases before the judges about which the current legislation is not complete or is silent. At that time, the judges make decisions on the basis of their experience, ability, intrinsic fairness, or equality of treatment, or love for truth. Equities are the decisions of the judges on the basis of their experience or fairness. Coming to legislation, statutes or statutory laws. In modern times, legislature or legislative assembly is the most important source of law. In all democratic countries, legislative assemblies make a number of laws, keeping in view the public interest or social conditions. The courts give recognition to these laws. Legislative assemblies, while making laws, take into account factors like the customs of society, religion, the sense of fairness, and public opinion. These are some of the sources of law. Now coming to the kinds of law. It can be classified in a number of heads. First, municipal laws. Municipal law is the law applicable to individual and association within the state. It governs the relations of individuals as well as the individual and the state. It is formulated by the state. National laws. National laws are applicable to all the citizens within the state. These laws apply to all the citizens or associations within the boundaries of the nation and help in the working of the national life. These laws are not applicable beyond the boundaries of the state. For example, traffic laws within India, constitutional laws. It is much different from the ordinary laws. These laws concern the constitution of state. These laws determine the powers of the respective spheres of the state. They make the citizens aware of their fundamental rights. Coming to international law, it deals with the relationship between the various states of the world. It regulates the conduct and behavior of various nations. It is not binding on any state. States can mutually and voluntarily obey international law for the sake of international understanding and to maintain good relations with other countries. Statutes. Law can be divided into statutes or ordinances. Statutes are those laws which are made or passed by the legislative assembly of a state through a determinate procedure. For example, a law passed by the Indian Parliament or British Parliament. Ordinances are issued through the constitutional head on recommendation of the head of the executive with a view to dealing with a special situation for a limited period. When the session of the legislative assembly starts, the ordinance is placed before it for approval. If the assembly accords its approval, it becomes a statute. If it does not, it stands rejected. In India, the President of India and in states, the governors issue ordinances on the recommendations of the executive. For example, the ordinance on food security in India in 2013. So children, the study of law is therefore essential for every study of state and government. No study of political science can be complete without a study of law. Thank you.